45, featuring Bomberman, aka Atomic Punk, aka Dyna Blaster. Call it whatever you want. Join us as we uncover artifacts from the arcades. My name is Brad. My co-hosts are Sky,
Hey.
Kyle,
Saw dudes.
and Jordan.
We are in the US, so I will call it Atomic Punk.
You're going to be the only one calling it that, because I've never even heard it called that in my life.
That's the official US name, is Atomic Punk.
That's fine, but I've never heard it called Atomic Punk in my life. Anyone else ever heard Atomic Punk over Bomberman?
No, it's
Nope.
Bomberman.
I thought Bomberman was the official US.
The Game Boy game is also called Atomic Punk, I believe.
I don't know, man. There's Bomberman 64, so...
Yeah, the later titles definitely adapted to Bomberman, but the earlier ones, I did see it was Atomic Punk.
100%, yes, it's he's Bomberman, like the games are Bomberman. I'm just saying, this game in specific was released as Atomic Punk in the US.
I see.
Well, I flew to the UK to play mine, so mine's Dyna Blaster.
Oh, so you're Dyna Blaster, dude. Dang.
All right, well, we'll be getting to that a little bit later here. You guys playing anything else this week? Got some new games for us to talk about?
Mine's pretty quick. B already knows he forced me to play Splitgate 2, and
Yes,
that was
sir.
a mistake on his part because now that's all I'm playing. I'm not going to go into super detail on this. It's a first-person shooter. Anyone that's played, there's the original Splitgate. It's, I don't know, whatever you want to compare it to, but I'm going to go with Halo with portals. Some people compare the movement and stuff to like Titanfall if you've played that. But it's basically just a shooter where you have creating portals, like an entrance portal and exit portal to get around the map and do cool plays. Blah, blah, blah. It's a shooter.
Yeah, man, it's pretty sick. I've heard about the first one, but I never really got into it. I remember hopping into it, like, very briefly, and maybe it was just the map I played on the first one, Splitgate 1, but it was just like there were death pits everywhere. I just kept falling to my dad, like, I don't even know what's going on, it's just stupid. I just kept dying over and over, then I just uninstalled it and never played it again. And then
Yeah,
I saw an ad for the second one. I was like, all right, I'll give this another shot.
He goes, oh, a sequel to the game I hated. Let's try that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I had like a similar experience. Like I do vaguely remember trying to play it, I think. But I think when I tried it, like the game had already been out for so long that, you know what I mean? Like anybody that was on the game actually playing it was like super good with the portals.
Yeah.
And I just come in like way late into the game and like go into a map and everyone's like teleporting all over the place. Everyone's always behind you. And you're like, you don't know anything, but you don't know the map. You don't know where the portal locations are. So I was just like, coming from every other shooter, I'm like, I don't understand what's happening here. I'm out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I'm getting into the ground floor of Splitgate 2, and even if you just put a little bit of time into it, you start to realize, like, okay, like you can kind of keep track of people in the portals and stuff.
Yeah, it's got a lot of unique mechanics with like how you have the portals. You can go all the different spots, and if you see an enemy portal, you can go through that, or you can shoot your portal over top of theirs to cancel theirs out to kind of stop them from entering back where you are. So there's a lot of like mind games you can play with those portals. So it's like so intense sometimes. It's so much fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of cool things you can do in it. So that's gonna hold my attention, I think, for now anyway.
And the advertisement I saw for it that popped up, it said like the best aiming since Halo 3 or something like that. I was like, all right, you got me. That's what I'm looking for. I haven't been into a shooter since pretty much Halo 3, so this looks like a nice re-entry point for me.
Wait, what's the best aiming mean?
Or it might have said like gunplay or something like that.
I was gonna say the
The
best,
best
aiming.
aiming.
What?
Like it
That's
works?
like some guy that's never played a game before. They hired him to do the ad. Like,
Game aim's so good. But it honestly, like how fast the kill times are, and like I don't know, maybe we're just playing, or so far I haven't played any like super good people, but feels more almost like Call of Duty time to kill. Like you're just get in on someone and you spray on them, they die, and you're out to the next one. It's not like strafing back and forth. I'm sure there is some of that, but it seems a lot more super fast kill times.
yeah, there is some. It's actually, I think it's kind of a middle ground
Yeah, yeah, I could see
between
that.
like Halo and Call of Duty. It's like it's a little bit faster killing than what Halo is, but a little bit slower than what Call of Duty is. So I think it's somewhere in the middle there.
And I think I was telling you when we were playing, I'm getting a lot of Halo Reach vibes, like that kind of style. Like you feel like a little bit weighty, I feel like, and how you have different loadouts instead of like Halo 3, everyone just starts with the same thing, but this you have different classes and you actually level them up and stuff and get to customize your loadout.
Yeah, it does have kind of a Call of Duty like class feel to it, as far as like there's 3 different classes. They all have like their own abilities, everyone has like a team wide sort of passive bonus, and then they each get like an active ability that's, kind of. I mean, I guess one of them is like for himself. The other two are actually a little bit beneficial to the team. And then you have like your different. Everyone has like 8 different weapons, and you can get like attachments and stuff on your weapons. You can get up to 2 different perks on your guy. So even if you're playing the same character as somebody else, you can kind of build them differently.
Yeah, it incentivizes you to play as each of the characters too, so you don't just stack one team with the same character. I mean, you can still do that, but it gives you like a team buff if you use one of each character, so you kind of gives you a little more reason to switch it up a bit, so you're not all the same one.
Yeah. You have 3 different like sort of team buffs, and you have 4 people on a team, so you can actually run double of one class as long as you cover the other bases. But that's what I've been playing. I played it. Actually streamed it last night for like 6 or 7 hours. I'm probably gonna hop on right after the pod here and stream it again tonight.
Nice. Yeah, I want to get back to it. I haven't had time to play in a couple days here. I've been wanting to though, so hopefully this weekend I can get back to it. And it is, we said it's new. It's an open beta, so you can get it on Xbox, PC, PlayStation for free. So anyone that's interested, hop in and check it out. I don't know when the official version's supposed to be released or what the difference is, or if it's gonna be one of those things that it's in a lifetime beta, but it's very playable right now.
It's funny you say that. I think they actually just released I think they released today or tomorrow, but the game is actually dropping tomorrow.
Oh, okay. So it'll be out for like 3 weeks by the time anyone hears this. That's cool.
Yeah. So I think the game literally drops tomorrow.
And I'm assuming it's staying free to play?
That I don't know. They didn't say anything about it. I'm gonna assume yes, but I'm not really sure.
Guess we'll find out. Wait, that pretty much covers me as well. That's all I got to bring to the table tonight too, is some Splitgate 2. So Sky, what about you?
Yeah, I haven't jumped into that yet. I was looking at it. I was telling Kyle, there's a lot of cool games like coming out and stuff like I want to play, but there's so many games to play, and I just don't have enough time to try them all out. Because I know if I get into one, I might not play the other ones. And that Splitgate looked really cool. That game Kyle was playing before Splitgate, that Supervive, like I was eyeballing that one a little bit too. It looked pretty neat. I haven't really played much at all besides this game this week, though. I'm getting some other stuff done, so been a little bit busy lately.
This poor guy, he hasn't played any games. He has spent too much time looking at all the games he wants to play.
Pretty much.
After he got done looking, there was no time to play any of them.
I had no time, man. I got to look at everybody else having fun. I just had to sit there and watch.
You got to get that Splitgate and hop in with us. It's so much fun. Even if you don't stick with it, just give it a try.
I'll give it a shot. I'll try it out with you guys. I mean, I probably won't be your solid third, but I mean, I'll give it a shot.
We'll have tryouts. We'll put you in there.
A little practice run, see if I make the cut.
Yeah.
I forgot to say this the last couple episodes, but I did end up finally just beating Contra. That was like one of my goals, just to finally get through it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So I did beat Contra. I didn't do amazing on it, but I beat it, so I'm happy with it.
Did you track your credit usage to complete it?
Yeah, I think it's 3 or 4, whatever the limit was. I think I hit the limit when I finally beat it.
Okay. We'll have to update the leaderboards there and get you your new fresh score.
Oh, are we doing that? I didn't know we'd update them. I thought that was just like our first playthrough, locked in.
Nah, it's open game. Any game you want to go back and improve on, you play it, and we'll update it. We won't update it unless we discuss it on the podcast, though, so there won't be any behind-the-scenes numbers moving around. It has to be a live recording, then we'll update it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I was just doing it just because I wanted to beat the thing.
Just for fun.
I mean, yeah, if that's the thing, if we're doing updated credit usage, then sure.
Yes, sir. The only time we've ever done it before, I think I did it for Black Tiger. I think I was like in the middle of a playthrough when we were recording, so I kind of stopped and finished it right afterwards, and it was better than my last one. But yeah, I don't think I've ever updated besides that.
But yeah, I think I think what was it, like a 4? I think it was a
3 or 4.
credit.
I can't remember. Yeah.
Whatever the cap was, I think I just hit the cap. Like I killed it right before it took my last life or something.
I think I used every credit too, so we'll pretty much be on the same exact pace on that one then.
Okay, cool. But yeah, other than that, I've still been messing around with a little bit of RPG Maker 1 for the PlayStation. Every here and there, every couple minutes, I'll jump on, play for like 20 minutes. And
how's your game coming along?
Oh, I'm just messing. I'm still still learning how to use all the events. It's such like a weird, like limited engine. There's a lot of little stupid like quirks to it that you gotta play around. I'm having fun with it though.
All right, Jordan, that leaves you.
I was really looking forward to this one this week, actually. I have 2 updates and then one big one that we'll get to here. So we'll start with the little minor updates. So kind of just talking more about some stuff I talked about in the past. So as far as my Pokemon team goes, I did. I think I might have already mentioned I finished that playthrough of Gold and got my team ready that I was doing. I did transfer them over to Pokemon Stadium 2, and I played it a little bit. I decided to start with the gym leader castle, and I got through the first few. I actually did this during our camping trip. I guess it's more of our glamping trip that we go on every year for Memorial Day weekend. And I was like, you know what? I got my 64 here. I take with me every year. We got like the cabin and all that. So I played it for a bit while I was there. Kind of bittersweet here because I did get to finally transfer that team over and play with them. But then I realized that playing on my EverDrive, I play obviously all my 64 games on the EverDrive. It like doesn't save properly. Like Pokemon Stadium 2 is one of those cartridges that saves on the cartridge itself rather than like a memory card. And for some reason, it saved when I beat the first gym leader in Gym Leader Castle, but it won't save any of the ones after that. So I beat a few of them, and unfortunately it didn't stick. So I actually went out today to Cartridges Galore. It's our like local retro game shop, and I just bought a straight up cartridge of Pokemon Stadium 2, hoping that
Nice.
will work better. So I'm gonna go ahead and start that over again and try that again. We'll see how it goes. The team was doing really well though. They were kicking butt, so that was nice. The other update, and Kyle got to be here for this moment last night. The Radiant Dawn journey is over, boys. It's done. I
done?
finished. It's done, dude. It's done. I finished.
No way.
Finished that most recent playthrough last night. Whenever I was with Kyle, so he got to see me finish it off, and yeah, every character's been used, man. All it's 72 characters, I believe it was. They all got used. We redid the few that I wasn't happy with on that final playthrough, and now the mission's over. So maybe whenever this episode goes live and people can hear I finished it, maybe I'll post all those pictures I took of all those characters for anyone who's interested in seeing them. Any Fire Emblem fans out there? I'm sure there'll be a few who have played Radiant Dawn.
You said there's 72 characters?
Yeah, I believe it was 72.
So what do you rate Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn out of 72?
Oh, dude. I mean, at this point, man, that's like a 71 out of 72 because I can't give perfect ratings to anything.
Nothing's perfect. Nothing's good enough for you, huh?
Nothing's perfect. The closest thing to perfect to me will always be Final Fantasy Tactics, which just yesterday, as of this recording, they finally announced the remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics that was rumored for like the last few years. So I'm looking forward to that now.
So why can no game be perfect? You just always have something that bugs you, or what?
There's just always going to be something, man. Nothing in the world is just truly outright perfect, man. There's always going to be like even if you can't technically like pick it out and say what it is, there's nothing. I just can't say anything's perfect. It feels impossible.
So it's just a theoretical thing. You don't actually believe that,
Maybe, yeah.
So like
Gotcha,
you really
fair
do
enough.
feel like Fire Emblem is perfect, but you just won't say it.
There's probably like
I mean,
one thing you think you didn't see that's bad, so you're going to take it off just in case.
I'll say I think Radiant Dawn is the perfect Fire Emblem game. I'll say that.
Like it could be perfect, but there's a chance that in the code of the engine, they misspelled like one of the comments in the engine that you never actually see in the game. Just like developer engine code, you know?
We'll say this: those characters that it took me over 1,000 turns in one battle to properly train, we'll say that's why it's not perfect.
Fair enough. Docs at the
But
point.
anyway, Radiant Dawn Journey's done, so I probably won't play that for a while now for the first time in years. So we're gonna get to my main event here. So everyone who listens to me talk about games, you pretty much all know I mostly stick with replaying the old games that I already know and love. I finally actually bought a brand new game for like the first time in a long time. I bought and have been playing a brand new game, brand spanking new. Kyle and Sky, what's that one game you guys play a lot? You mentioned a few times. It has a number in the title.
Tickle Butt 2.
It starts with an I, like Immortal something.
It's not as good as the original.
I gotta get this out of here. 33 Immortals.
Oh yeah, okay. Speaking of 33, Kyle knows where I'm going.
There we go.
Because I wouldn't tell him last night because he asked me about it. Claire Obscure, Expedition 33. You guys heard of it yet?
Yep,
Heard of
seen
it.
it.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
one of the
yeah.
ones. That's one of the ones I got to look at, but I haven't played yet.
It's so freaking good, dude. I want to play this game. I wish I could just call off work every day for the next month and just play this game all day. I love it so much, man.
Yeah, I like the concept of it. It's pretty cool. Like the story.
Yeah, it is neat. For anyone who doesn't know, I mean, it tells you right at the beginning of the game, so this really isn't like spoilers. More or less, the story of the game is there's the big bad called the Paintress. I haven't actually like met her or seen her yet. I just know that she exists. But basically, she causes an event called, I believe it's called like the Gommage once per year, where everyone in the world who's a certain age or older dies. And then every year that number goes down. So whenever you start the game, it's pretty much anyone who's like 33 and older dies. And then the people who are 32, more or less, the people who are going to die in next year's Gommage will get together to go on an expedition to try to defeat the Paintress, because they only have 1 year left to live anyway. So they may as well spend it trying to kill her and stop this whole thing from happening anyway. So that's the whole idea of the expedition. So yeah, dude, like the story's pretty neat. I will say one thing interesting about it, like most RPGs, they'll start off like lighthearted, kind of just like showing the main character living their normal, everyday, casual life, and then shit hits the fan. But like Expedition 33 just wants you to feel depressed from the second the game starts. It just gets so sad immediately, and you're like, wow, okay, I'm sad and I'm ready to try to solve these problems. But I don't know, man, just the fact that there's actually in 2025, once again, finally a linear, non-open world, like turn-based RPG again is just so satisfying to me, because that is absolutely my go-to kind of thing. And just when it felt like those kind of games were dead and they were all replaced by like open world action RPGs, 33 is back to save the day for me, man. So I am loving it so much. I'm having the best time.
And it came at the perfect time too, just when you finished your Fire Emblem expedition.
Right? And I am actually at this moment, I am 33 years old for like another few more weeks. So like it is also the perfect time in that way too, I guess.
Bro, you better head to the Paintress, man.
Right?
She's coming.
What are you
She's
doing?
coming for me, dude. She's coming.
You're on the
for
chopping
me.
block. I'm not even here right now. I'm actually dead. I'm guiding you from the spirit world.
Damn, dude. I'm gonna figure out a way
she
to
got
bring you
she
back.
got me about 4 or 5 years ago.
So if the expedition fails and there's a sequel, it's gonna have to go down a number. It's gonna be Expedition 32 is gonna be the sequel to Expedition 33.
What I was thinking was I kind of hope that this expedition fails and then they just release a new one every year, like Madden or Call of Duty, and then we like eventually get to like an Expedition 4 where you're just kind of like controlling a bunch of toddlers with poor motor skills trying to defeat the Paintress.
It's like Final Fantasy in reverse. You're starting from like 33 and going down to like 0.
Yeah.
Oh man, but it's crazy. It's super in depth too. I mean, like every time I open the menu, I feel like that gif of Zach Galifianakis from The Hangover, like with all the math calculations and stuff swirling around his head. There's just so many ways to set up your characters and like different strategies to figure out whenever you fight. It's so in depth and it's so much fun. I love it. Like it's really a thinker for setting up your characters, man. There's so many ways to do it. No, I'm having the best time.
Say these episodes aren't gonna be the same without your Fire Emblem updates, man. They became like a staple.
Sorry, man. What can I say? It's all good things must come to an end, I guess.
We're gonna have to get our fix through your expeditions here now.
Yeah, dude, you're gonna be hearing about me playing this game for the next few episodes.
That's good. It's good. I'm ready for a fresh one.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, it's great. I mean, the battle system's really neat too. It's like it's kind of got like that Dark Souls to it, where you have to like actually evade and parry the enemy attacks. You don't want to just stand there and take the attacks. It's kind of got some like Final Fantasy X, where like you can see the order the turns are coming ahead of time, so you can plan out. And here's an interesting one I kind of also saw some similarities of. You guys ever play South Park: The Stick of Truth?
I have not. I know of it, but I've never played it.
I don't know if I played that one. I played a South Park game a long time ago.
I feel like that's a weird one to compare it to, but that was like South Park's first RPG. But they kind of have like the timing-based attacks and the idea of like you can attack the enemies on the map before like the actual battle starts to get like an advantage. Like just kind of small things like that tossed in. Just there's a lot of really cool things, man. I just absolutely love this game. So I'm gonna be
That's how
playing it
Sea of Stars was as
nonstop.
well.
Where you can attack them on the map.
Yeah, I think you get like a move where you can bump into them. I think it does damage to them before you start or something like that, and has like the timing where you like hit stuff to do more damage and things like that during the battle.
Yeah, this one's more or less like if you can sneak up on them and like throw an attack at them, you more or less get the first turn in the battle. Like all three
Okay.
of your characters will attack first. You kind of
Preemptive
get a leg
strike.
up on them. Yeah, get the one up on them. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, man. I could talk about this game for a long time, but I'm sure I'll be doing it for a few episodes now. That's what I've been playing.
Sounds good. Well, to keep us updated. But until then,
Will do.
let's hop into some Bomberman, boys. Licensed by Hudson Soft and developed by Irem. Don't know how to pronounce stuff, but that's what we're gonna say. This was released in the arcades in 1991. This game is a series of single-screen, maze-like stages where your goal is to blow up all the enemies until you're the last one remaining. There's different power-ups and items you can get along the way as you battle through a total of 36 stages. And as we mentioned at the beginning, this is also known as Atomic Punk or Dyna Blaster, depending on what region you played it in. But yeah, I've only ever heard of it as Bomberman, so I guess I didn't play it till like the console version. That's the only one I remember, so that's probably why we didn't know the Atomic Punk name.
Yeah, I mean, growing up, there was honestly a point in time where Bomberman was probably my favorite video game because I had well, I don't think actually I had it. I think I rented it more or less over and over and over again. But there was a Bomberman game for Sega Genesis that I played constantly, and I always wanted to keep renting that one. And I would probably say at one point in time that the Bomberman on Genesis was my favorite video game as a kid. So it was kind of cool to hop back into this again. I haven't played a Bomberman game since then again, so it was kind of almost new to me again, but it was really cool to hop back into it.
Yeah, Sky mentioned like at the beginning of the episode here, Bomberman 64. That's the one I remember playing. That's like I think I played some of these, like I don't know if you want to call it 2D, first 3D I guess would be the 64 one. But that's the one I mainly remember because instead of just like flat maps, there's like ramps and like different elevation levels where you can go up and down to different floors in the stage. They have different powers where you can kick the bombs, pick them up, throw them, and stuff like that. So the one we played just feels like, I know it was an earlier version, but it feels a bit stripped down from what I remember.
Yeah, I think there's quite a few Bomberman games now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They made a decent amount of them throughout the years. But I remember Bomberman 64 a lot. There was when I was like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years old, and I was getting karate when I was a kid. One of the other kids in my class, I think we went over to their house. You guys might have came with us, I don't remember. But they were three brothers also, and they had like a Nintendo 64, and that's the first time I played Bomberman 64 on it. I was like, dude, this is like the coolest game I've ever seen in my life.
I remember that exact. That's like where I remember Bomberman from.
Really?
Us three, because weren't they triplets?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was us three, and mom took us over there, and like so it was us three and those three, and we all played Bomberman 64 like all night.
Yeah, that's crazy. You remember that too?
Yeah, that's actually like the staple of Bomberman that I remember is going over there and playing it.
That's so nuts. Like all my memories of that game were just like hanging out with those dudes. Like we were all just in the room together just playing Bomberman.
Yeah, Bomberman was like, I don't know, unless I'm missing some other big game. This was one of the like games that like one of the first like, I don't know, kind of like party games that felt, you know what I mean? It felt like it was one of those games where it was just like you had to get everyone together in the same room and like play against each other. It was like simple but really fun.
Bomberman was always like an awesome game to play with other people. Like playing with other people doesn't even compare to playing like the single player kind of stuff. Like that's like I feel like this game has to be multiplayer.
Yeah, that's where it runs into some issues for me is the single player versus the multiplayer memories. I remember it being so much fun, like you guys said, everyone together in one room, 4-player, blowing each other out. But when it's just you versus computers, it gets a little stale, I thought.
Yeah, I definitely felt that going through this playthrough. Like, I don't know. I mean, the game was, like you guys said, it was like about an hour-ish long with like the, 6 zones and 6 stages per zone. I mean, for like the first half of it though, like for being an hour long though, I will say like I got through this one with like way less dread than like some of the other games that were like a little bit on the longer side that we've played. Mm-hmm. Even though like it was kind of repetitive after a certain point, like it was just kind of a lot of the same repeated enemies. Like But I don't know, there was just something, I guess it was like the stages were kind of quick. So, well, some of the stages were quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, so even for being as long as it was, it didn't feel as bad as some of the other games.
You had the 6 different worlds and 6 stages in each one, and then the 6th stage of that world was always the boss battle. I feel like they could have maybe, like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 stages in it, and it would have been a little nicer. Also, if, like, there's not a ton of different power-ups, if they would, like, I don't know, like, trickled them out. Like, you got a couple in the first world, and, like, a couple worlds later, they introduce a new item. Something to give you a reason to keep pushing, you know what I mean? Something to freshen up the gameplay as you progress through.
Yeah, this one didn't seem to have too many different power-ups compared to, like, some of the other ones I remember playing.
Pretty much just get the same things over and over again.
Yeah, I haven't played Bomberman in so long that, like, I definitely forgot, like, you know, which games had which power-ups. And so I was, for, like, the first couple stages, I was waiting for, like, the kick. Like, how do I kick these things?
I don't know which games started having, like, the kick bombs. And then there's the ones where you get the boxing glove, you can, like, punch it over a block.
Yeah, that's right.
I forget, there was a couple other ones. I was hoping to get some kick, or, like, the one where I can push it over one of the obstacles so I can just be safe on the other side. But they never showed up.
Yeah, unless I'm missing something, what I noticed, the power-ups, there's extra bombs, obviously, so because you only start out with one, so you gather more so you can lay multiple bombs at once. There's a bigger blast range, so your explosion goes further down, like, the lanes. A faster movement speed. And then the best one, I thought, the remote detonation bombs. Those were pretty sweet.
Yeah.
And there's, like, a temporarily invincibility power-up where you can't get hurt. I don't know if I missed anything. There were some other icons, but it looked like they just gave you points.
Yeah, I was wondering that too. Because there's like the one that's like a matchstick that I guess just seemed to give you points. And then there was one, I don't even know what the emblem was supposed to be. It was just like a weird blue, like, rectangle thing. I have no idea what it was trying to be, but I guess that also just gave you points.
There was a match. The blue rectangle is a juice can, a lighter, a battery, a dragonfly, and a bee.
And those were all just points?
Those are the points one, yeah.
I feel like they could have added at least, like, 2 more different power-ups to keep it interesting.
Yeah, give us the kick or the throw.
I was going to say, what else would they like, have in there?
Definitely the kick. That one feels like,
yeah, the
I mean,
kick
obviously it was
great.
Introduced later, but it would have been nice to have back here.
I don't know if the kick in, like, some of the older ones, if it just went straight and then it hit something and just blew up. I think in Bomberman 64, it stunned you if it hit you. So if someone kicked it into you, you had to sit there for a second to recover. And you usually got wrecked after that.
Yeah. You wouldn't have enough time to get out of there.
What was the other one? There's one where you can actually just pick bombs up and hold them. So somebody kicks one over to you and stuns you, and you're like, oh no, I'm about to die. If you have I don't know if it's a boxing glove or a different one, but you could just pick it up and hold it, and it would, like, reset the counter on it.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, I think I remember getting in a little battles, just people kicking bombs back and forth and picking them up to each other and throwing them back at each other, like playing like hot potato with his bomb. But yeah, they only had the detonating bombs, which was still awesome. Like, that was obviously the best thing to have.
Yeah, the detonator was OP, dude. Once you got that, it was just like, all right, it's over.
Yeah, that's when the match got real fun. You get that because you can really set it up and kill things without getting killed yourself because you have way more control of it. And if you die with that, that's nothing made me more mad than getting that than dying right away because you lose all your power-ups when you die. Well, I think you get to keep, like, some of, like, keep your bomb count, but you lose your detonators when you die. So it's like, oh, dude, I just got that and I'm already dead.
I would still somehow kill myself even with the remote one every now and then, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would just like someone would be closing in and I start panicking and just like throw out a desperation bomb and press the button too many times and kill myself immediately.
I think the only times it's bad is like when you do that, when you're panicking, you're trying to run and just set bombs down. You might forget to, like, detonate it because you have the remote thing, so you have to detonate it or it'll just sit there the whole time. Other times it's nice to just drop them and forget about it and keep running and they'll just blow up on their own. I think 90% of the time it's probably best to get the detonator.
Yeah, and most of the enemies, the majority of them seem like they just kind of aimlessly wander around, but if they touch you, you die. Like, you can't run into any enemies. And then there's other special ones that are like you, they can drop the bombs. And there's a bunch of different ones that disguise themselves as boxes, ones that can go over the walls that you can't. I think there's like a dragon or something that breathes fire at you. There's some other ones, but the one that annoyed me the most was just like the other bombers, because they seem like they kill themselves like most of the time. Like, they're really dumb.
Yeah.
They just drop bombs and die. But they'll blow up the bricks that, like, you can use as defense to kind of, so you can control the map a little bit. But they blow that up, and then if there's power-ups, they'll drop bombs and blow those up too. So it's like, those guys really got in the way.
Yeah, they were probably my least favorite.
I noticed those guys like taking themselves out and like 3 other enemies at the start of the level. I'm just like, oh, thanks, dude.
Yeah, I did not mind those guys. I would like wherever they were at, I would just go to the other side of the map and like clear that side, and that guy seemed to clear the other side for me.
Working together.
Yeah.
I think it's so funny they let them actually like destroy their buddies.
Yeah, it was just whenever the map became too flooded with bombs and it became a little overwhelming.
Yeah, I have 2 enemies that I did not like. The one is like the guy that's in the suit of armor, and you basically have to kill him twice.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
That guy
He's faster the second time too.
Yeah, he
Like a
gets
chicken or
faster.
something, I think. I don't know, something like that.
That's
what
what it looked
to
like
me.
a chicken.
Chicken with armor.
It's like armor, and you blow his armor off, then he's just like butt naked chicken running around.
Wait, why do you guys think he's a chicken?
Is it
Look
not
like
a chicken?
to me.
I swear it looked like a chicken.
There's no way that guy's a chicken. He has arms and legs.
I have
Is it just
No
a dude
idea.
then?
Yeah, it's a guy that like when you blow his armor off, he's naked, so he's like he puts his arms
Yeah.
covering his parts
his
and runs
parts.
around. He has
I
a
swear I
he's like
thought
a
he was
red
a chicken.
mohawk and a red beard.
I guess the red hair looked like the top of a chicken head, and the way like his giant white eyes whenever he's running around butt naked. I don't know, it just looked like a chicken, dude. I don't know what it was.
Dude, I swear, I also thought that was like an armored chicken.
Dude, he carries a battle axe.
I'm looking up a picture of him. Let me see this.
Chicken with a
dude.
battle axe.
Dude, it's gotta be. Come on.
Armored chicken.
They kind of do look chicken-like.
They look a lot chicken-like. I'm not saying he is, but he looks like a chicken.
His mohawk looks like a little red tuft of hair, like roosters have or something.
That's funny. I did not for a second think he was a chicken.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I don't know.
But all right, so those guys, the dude chicken thing is number 1, and then I don't know how to describe the other enemy to you guys. I think you just know what I'm talking about. But he's all it is all white, and then it like gets mad and turns into a like fire, and then you can't kill it.
Yeah,
Yeah, those things were tough.
And you
That's
guys know what
pain.
it looks like when he's white, but I just can't describe it.
like the monkey tail.
It looks like a monkey tail.
Rock Hardy's back again. He just refuses to leave.
Yeah, but those guys were super annoying too. Cause I don't know, they would just like constantly run away from you, and then when you think you finally have them, they turn into fire, and then the bomb doesn't hurt them anymore.
There's also the enemies in World 5 who will walk around and put up a shield, so you only have kind of like a small window to actually hit them. They got on my nerves too. But all the other ones you guys said are the other ones I wanted to mention.
And the guys that fly over the wall, those ones irritated me a bit because you'd set something up. It's like, all right, he's trapped. He's not getting out. Then he just flies right over the wall and he's safe. You're
Yeah.
not getting him. I think there were a couple that did that.
Yeah, something like the ghost guys that could just go
Yeah.
through things, like, and you watch them for a minute, and it looks like you have a pattern, and like, oh, they're doing a certain thing, and then like you get close to them, and they just do something completely different. Like, okay,
Keep you guessing.
I will say, probably 75% of my deaths in that playthrough was just me killing myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't tell you how many times I put a bomb down, then accidentally walked the wrong direction and just got myself stuck in a corner and couldn't even move. I just had to stand there and wait for the bomb to kill me. That's the worst feeling.
Dude, that I could tell you guys my like the most frustrating thing on this. You guys had to have experienced this, but there's something about maybe it's because I'm on a controller, but the controls when trying to like, I don't know, navigate some of the boxes, like when you place a bomb and you want to like go up and then like take a turn or something, my guy would like, it was very weird trying to like push into the side of a box and make a turn. My guy would like kind of almost like slide, it felt like, and like he just sometimes would not go where I needed him to go, and he would keep like going like up and down and like to the left, like he just wouldn't do the turns, dude. It was so awkward.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't walk into, I don't know, like, it's hard to explain like you're saying, but if there's a brick you're walking into, if there's an opening on either side, you can't just walk straight into that. It'll push you to one of the openings. So it's I don't know, it's like everything's slippy. You can't walk the way you want to go if you're trying to navigate around some of those. So I definitely did that. And like Jordan said, you'll place a bomb, try going like down, and it'll like slide you back the other direction, and then you're stuck behind the bomb.
Yeah. It's not like perfect tile moving. Like, it doesn't snap you to the grid, pretty much. Like, you can kind of move a couple pixels left and right of the actual grid. So then if you're, like, moving down, you might slide in to the block underneath you or something.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to describe it. It's like, yeah, the grid isn't like snappy.
I think it would have been better if they just stuck to, like, straight up, like, grid movement. So whatever direction you press, you go to that next square no matter what.
Yeah, because you don't really, like, there's no use, right, to being like halfway between a square.
No, it just makes it harder for you. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just like, yeah, okay, that makes it. Yeah, that's the way I needed to describe it then.
Just crappy movements. That might have been intentional for arcade. Who knows? Get a couple extra coins out of you.
Yeah, I came up with this. Whenever you get the invincibility, how like I forget what the icon was, but you just can't get hurt for I don't know 10, 15 seconds or something, whatever it is. But if you place a bomb and it blows up, and you place another bomb immediately after that, it also blows up. So you can just keep on walking and spamming the bombs, and you're just like a walking explosion everywhere you go. It's just constantly exploding around you. It was fun to do. I got myself killed because the invincibility would run out, but I would still do it every time 'cause it was fun just run around wiping out the whole stage like that.
Yeah, I would
Like
do
a
that too with
kamikaze.
the invincibility. The power up looked like a crab or something to me for some reason, but I definitely got myself killed a lot of times with that because like I overestimate how long it lasts, and when it ends, I'm like in a weird spot.
Yeah.
I think I read that it was 16 seconds, which seems very specific, so I don't know for sure.
It didn't seem that long, but who knows?
16 seems too long to you?
16 seconds for the invulnerability?
Yeah.
That seems way long. Are you talking about
Not
the
when you
power up?
respawn. Yeah, power
Okay,
up, not the
okay.
respawn.
I was gonna say like respawning and stuff was definitely not
no,
16
no.
seconds.
In my general strategy when playing, I would just kind of like drop a bomb, go up one, over one into like the next diagonal, and drop a bomb. I would just kind of draw a diagonal line with my bombs in between the bricks, and that seemed to kind of cover a lot of the space without you were never at risk because the way you navigate, you're always avoiding your blast. And when I started doing that, I feel like I was dying less, and a lot of the enemies would just run into it. I don't know if you guys adapted any certain strategy, if you're just kind of running around dropping bombs and hoping for the best.
Especially for the boss fights, I kind of like to just do them in a straight line in like every gap going like maybe I'll stand like in the middle of the stage and walk straight up and do every gap because then it kind of covers like almost the entire map. Pretty
Yeah.
efficient. Unless you know every now and then I'll be moving too fast and put it at the wrong spot, but for the most part it worked pretty well.
Some of these bosses, it was hard to actually have a decent strategy for them. There's a lot going on for some of those guys.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Some tough ones, some easy ones.
Yeah, I mean, none of the bosses really, nothing specifically stuck out to me. If there's anything in specific you guys wanted to talk about the bosses, go for it. But I mean, it's just like a boss battle. Some of them, it's like groups of enemies, it seems like most of the time. You got to kind of kill them all. The stage is filled with a bunch of power ups that you can get right off the bat.
I think my two least favorite bosses were the stage 2 and 3 bosses. 2 is the one that was like the giant cloud, and he was a little frustrating because he was so large, and then every now and then he would launch himself at you really fast, and since he was so large, he covered a lot of the screen, and so he covered a lot of area. So that one was a little tough to avoid. And then there was the stage 3 boss he did that thing where every time you hit him, he splits into another like few smaller parts. So
Yeah.
you hit them a few times, they're covering the screen, and they're fast too. So they definitely got me a few times.
Yeah, that boss was annoying. The one that split into multiples. It just felt
Yeah.
it was super random. You had to try to place enough bombs to hit them while they moved pretty quickly, and you had to avoid getting hit by your own bombs, but then they move in such like sporadic patterns that you have to dodge them as well.
And that was the sun, I think. Like he bounces around every time you hit him, he splits into another one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the white cloud one was one of the easier ones, honestly. You can predict like
Oh,
all of
man.
his movements pretty much.
When he charged at you, though, like he did it fast, and just because he was so big, it was hard to get out of his way.
I mean, I just kept moving. I was pretty much able to get away from it if you don't stop.
This sucker got me.
I mean, I didn't ace the guy. I'm saying after a couple deaths, I'm like, okay, now I see it. I definitely got wrecked the first couple times, and after that, I think his like next form when he gets like mad and turns red, I think then he goes to where you're moving to instead of where you're at. So you kind of got to like stutter step him a little bit. What other boss was it? I think it was like 5 of them or something, and one dude has like a shield and you can't even hurt him or something like that. You have to like kill the other guys.
At the
Is that the
final boss?
Is that the last one?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that was pretty annoying trying to get all those guys.
And they would all burst into flames and be invincible for a while too.
Yeah, and they blew your
Yeah.
bomb. What sucks, like the strategy Jordan was saying, where you run around, like set your bombs and stuff. You can't do that with them because if they touch your bomb, it blows them up. And if you're still in the same path before you like make that turn or whatever, it'll set all your bombs off in a chain and kill you. So like when they turned into that fire thing, like I had to stop laying bombs and just keep running until they went back to normal.
And as soon as they turn, they shoot like fireballs down every lane they're standing in. So it's just like
Yeah.
absolute chaos in every direction.
Yeah, that battle was pretty crazy. I wasn't a fan of that. It just seemed way too chaotic.
You want to talk about that fight being a pain in the ass? You guys saw what happened to me on my first playthrough. I don't know why, but so as we said, you have to take out all of his lackeys before you can fight the actual final boss. And for some reason, his one lackey was immortal on my first playthrough because you only have to hit each one of them, I think, 3 times to kill them. And I hit him, I think, at least 20 times, and he just wouldn't die. And I mean, it's not like it's not like, yeah, I think I hit him. Like, it would make the animation that I hit him. He would flash and then just keep on going. And I hit him at least 20 times, thinking like, okay, is it going to change, or is this game just like glitched out? And sure enough, like, I spent like 10 credits or something like that because I was facing a literal immortal final boss. I don't know what happened, but I had to start the whole thing over again.
Oh man, I'm so glad that didn't happen to me because I would not have started over.
I don't
Yeah, I might have
understand.
called it right there.
Been
I
out.
don't get it. It was the weirdest thing.
Yeah, when you said about it, I was like, I don't know, just add a couple credits on and call it there, because I was not expecting you to replay the whole game.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I had already like kind of kept marking my credits as I went every time, and I didn't know what my total was at the beginning of that fight, so I just had to redo it.
I think my only consistent strategy for every boss was as soon as I spawn, I run straight for every single roller skate and get my speed up.
Yeah, you definitely
I
get
skipped
moving.
everything else. I just grabbed all the speed first, and then I went around getting bombs and stuff. That's the only consistent thing I could do every time.
I know you keep your bombs when you die. Do you keep your speed as well? I didn't really remember.
I want to say you do. I'm not 100% on that.
You keep your blast radius and your bombs. I wasn't sure if the detonator is the only thing you seem to lose whenever you die. That was just too OP to keep, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
And I know some of the games, I'm pretty sure at least, I don't know which one, but you can like carry over your power-ups into the next stage. This one, every time you beat a stage, you reset back to nothing. You have no bombs, or just your single bomb, and all your power-ups are gone, so it kind of makes you work for it each time.
Yeah, it didn't feel right being all beefy at the end of the level. And you start out, and now you just have one little dinky bomb. It only goes like 2 squares.
Yeah, it sucks. I wish you could have carried it over. That way it would have been like, I don't know, felt rewarding for beating a stage without dying.
Yeah, give me something.
Did you guys like read the text and stuff at the very beginning of the game?
Yeah.
I don't remember it, but I think I read it.
You don't remember what Bomberman's brother's name is?
Oh, I remember what Bomberman's brother's name is.
What's his name?
Jordan, you want to do the honors?
Bomberman's brother's name is Bomberman 2.
Bomberman 2? What?
Yep.
It says Bomberman and his brother Bomberman 2.
He just put a 2 on his name, dude. What?
Yeah, he has like a 2 on his like outfit.
Wow.
I was gonna bring that up if someone else didn't.
Oh, that's so funny.
Bomberman 2.
Great naming for sure.
That'd have been good trivia, because I would not have picked that.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you guys would have all seen it.
That feels like one Jordan would have made up to just be funny and throw us off, and I wouldn't have picked
Right.
it. And it ends up actually...
I would have given you like 2 really legit names and then Bomberman 2.
Bomberman 2. I'm like, yeah, right, get out of here, Jordan. Nice try. He's like, nope. The answer is Bomberman 2.
Someone really thought hard about that one. They dug deep.
I guess I probably should have did this at the beginning when we started talking about this, but this is something I wanted to try to implement and see how we like it. We started in the Discord. We're starting to announce an extra game ahead, so anyone in there can kind of comment on it. We can implement some of their comments and stuff into the actual episode about the game. So we had 2 people this week. First one comes from Jump Cancel, and this was about the name difference. He said Bomberman was called Dyna Blaster over here in the UK due to release being close to a lot of terrorist extremist bombings over in Ireland. So that's where the name discrepancy seems to start with Bomberman Dyna Blaster. I don't know why they changed it to Atomic Punk in the US though.
I don't know. I do know that there's a Game Boy game that's called that as well. That's all I really know.
Sounds like a sick band name.
Atomic Punk.
I think there's a song named Atomic Punk, isn't there?
Is there? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think
That sounds like
there is.
It sounds like it'd be a band from back in the day. Just everybody, Atomic Punk.
I'm almost positive it's a bang. Yeah, dude, it's a song by Van Halen.
Oh, geez. Okay.
They had to change it from Dyna Blaster in the US because there was, at the time of release, there was a lot of blasting going on.
I knew you were gonna say something dumb.
You can count on him.
I mean, he's not lying. There is a lot of blasting over here.
Anyway, I started
blasting.
There it is.
And our second one is from B Tribble. He said, the
B
college
Tribs.
arcade had Atomic Punk 2. I wasn't a huge fan, but I realized every time the arcade opened in the morning, the game would have a free credit for some reason. So after my morning class, it was a habit of mine to pop in and play a game if nobody had beat me to it. That sounds like a perfect way to play it. Just hop in 1 credit for free. I would have had more fun that way, I think, instead of grinding it out for an hour.
Oh man, we'll talk about credit usage later, but I wouldn't have gotten very much out of that one.
Nah, me either, but I would have had more fun probably instead of just banging my head against the wall.
That'd have been cool. Just soon as every arcade opens up, every machine you get 1 free credit everywhere. So the first one there gets a free game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a good marketing thing.
I wonder why that was even happening in the first place. Like, what, someone has to manually do that every day, or like, how is the machine cabinet set up to give a free credit at like the resets every 24 hours?
There's just some dude who walks in every morning, tosses a quarter in every machine, and leaves.
Nope, just Atomic Punk 2. He just puts it in there for some reason.
Just Atomic Punk 2.
No other games. Yeah, I don't know if that was just built into the machine. I mean, obviously they're not going to leave him running all the time, so they shut him off at night, turn it on in the morning. If that one just boots up and already has a free credit, I'm not sure, but that's pretty cool. Well, those are all of our comments from the Discord, so if anyone wants to get theirs read or weigh in on our next game, go ahead and hop in our Discord and post in there. But as far as Bomberman, I don't really got anything else. Is there anything else we missed that you guys want to talk about?
I don't think so, right? We got the power-ups. I mean, we talked about, like, I guess, the cooler enemies. There were some basic ones in there that were kind of dumb, you know what I mean? Just didn't really do much.
And we covered the power-ups, the bosses, the enemies, Bomberman 2. I think we're good, dude.
Yeah, all the important stuff. All right, we'll move into the numbers then. Start off with our credits, see how many credits it took each of us to finish this game. I'll start off this week. I feel like I'm not going to do too great here. I got to a point where after I don't know, the second or third world, I was like, all right, man, this is dragging. I just want this to be over. I kind of didn't really put a lot more strategy into it. I was like, let's just get to the end. So I was just dying and pumping credits, but I ended up with 36.
Nah, man, I'm pretty close, so I'll hop in next. I felt the same as you. I do love Bomberman, and I did have fun with this game, but it did drag. I mean, 36 stages that's a lot for any game, and you really just were doing the same thing over and over again. So I was kind of trying to get it over with as well. And with how often I got myself backed into a corner and just killed myself, it's definitely a credit pumper. I ended up with 34 credits.
Okay, right around there. So, Sky, what about you?
Yeah, same as you guys. Like, it's kind of weird. This game is like super fun, but it also is annoying at the same exact time. It's a weird thing when you play it. So at a certain point, I was getting wrecked too, and I was like, all right, whatever, man. I just accept I'm probably going to spend a bunch right here, so let's just do it. But I ended up actually beating it using 22 credits.
Oh, nice. Not bad at all. Kyle, bring it home. What you got for us?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much right around all you guys. Again, it's like an hour-long game, a lot of stages, a lot of repetitive stuff. I mean, I will say for being as repetitive as it was, like I said, it didn't feel as bad as some other games that were maybe even a little bit shorter. But yeah, but at some point I wouldn't say I was like in a rush to get it over with. As far as like I was still going through the stages and stuff, and but I wasn't like caring at some point. Like the first couple stages, you were like kind of caring, and then like you get towards the middle of it, and you're like, I'm still gonna play, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna run around and throw bombs at people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I got through it. It took me 28 credits, and 75% of those were for sure me killing myself.
Yeah, that's a common theme, I feel like, here. All right, then we'll put our personal ratings. This one, I did this out of 187. If I did the math right, the board, like a stage, is 17 by 11 tiles. So that's a total of 187 spaces. So that's what we're going to rate it out of. And for me, I don't know, it was just a bit too long. And I think, unfortunately, it's one of those games that shines in multiplayer where it kind of, I don't know, it's not as fun by yourself. And fortunately, none of you guys want to come over and play. So, just saying, that's how excited everyone was for Bomberman this week.
Dude. Everybody get over there and play with the little brother. Come on.
Nah, I get it. It's Bomberman. Who cares, right? That's what he deserves. Nah, I don't blame you, though. It's kind of boring, but it would have been fun if we get 4 people. Maybe sometime we'll redeem it. Maybe I'll go back on my words here, but I'm giving this one a 93 out of 187, which is about 50%. And honestly, to me, I don't know. That might be high just because single player, I don't know. I just wasn't having fun.
I'm not too far off you. I'm just gonna give
Okay.
it like a flat 100.
Okay.
Like I said, I have to give it some points for it being an like. I mean, you guys know, like at least for me and Jordan, like we hate these long games. So
Yeah.
and an hour to us is like that's like the extent of what we want to sit down and play here. But I mean, for being as long as it was, like I said, I've played some of the other games that were like 35 to 40 minutes long, and I just couldn't stand them. But I played the whole hour of this, and like I didn't hate it really at any point. At some point, I just like cared less, but I was still like it wasn't a big deal. Yeah, I don't know. It just got super repetitive. Like we said, there wasn't like obviously it's like an earlier version, but like there just wasn't that many power ups that like you can control. So like the bomb that you could like remote detonate was like the only thing you kind of like felt like when you got the power up, like you had a power up and like you can control it and do something with it. Other than that, it's just like I don't know. You're just getting like I don't know why there's like 4 different things that just give you points. Like they could have done something else in there. And playing solo, like you said, if it was all 4 of us, that's how we used to play it. Like that's when it's actually fun. You're not just like trying to learn NPC patterns. So it would be a completely different scoring, I think, if we were all together playing it. But I think as it sits, a single player, I'm gonna just hit it with a solid 100.
Yeah, I'm right there with you guys, actually, about the same. I'm going to do a 95 on that. Really, the only thing you feel like you have any control of is when you get the remote bombs. Like, that's the only time it's really fun. Everything else is just like, I mean, I pick up extra bombs, get more firepower and stuff. That's, like, standard in every single game. So there wasn't anything, like, super unique in this one. I know it's an earlier title, but still, one power-up for 36 levels, like, that kind of sucks.
Yeah.
They gotta give you some variation. And the bosses were all pretty much copy-paste of each other, except for maybe 1 or 2. They did their own kind of thing. But they're all kind of, I think most of them had, like, multiple guys with them. They split up. The sun thing just blew up and randomly bounced off the walls 100 times. But I don't know, it's Bomberman, and it was still kind of fun, but it just got super repetitive.
Jordan, how you feel about it?
I'm a little higher. I mean, I don't know how much of that's nostalgia. I mean, as I said, this was at one point in my childhood my like favorite video game franchise. It was fun to hop back into it again. Not playing it in the 25-ish years or something like that. Maybe I'm not entirely sure. I don't like math, but yeah, it's long. It's repetitive for sure. Like Kyle said, for it being so long, it didn't feel like it was dragging nearly as bad as some of these other long ones did. I mean, I'll never forget the days of like Outzone across swords where I was like begging for death and it just wouldn't come. But like this was an hour for a playthrough, and by the time I was done, it was like, okay, that felt not awful. It was still fun. Even if it was repetitive, it was still fun at the end. I am a little higher. I'm gonna go with 130 out of 187. Nothing crazy high. Nothing crazy high, but certainly not taking a dump on it or anything.
Alrighty, then if that wraps up our personal ratings, it's time to put this into the rankings. We have 44 other games. Let's see where Bomberman slots in. It's kind of tough. I think depending on what you guys are thinking, I'm at every different spot, depending on what games are around it. But I'm going to start off with a pretty big range because I feel like there's not really much of an argument for anything above it to me. My range is 26 to 37. I don't really think it's anything above that. Anything below that, I don't really agree with, but I'll hear the argument.
I mean, I think that's like the perfect range to start out.
Okay.
That looks good to me.
It feels a little low. I would have thought maybe more around like 24.
I could see an argument for 24.
So to put names to it, you're saying around Prop Cycle, Jordan?
Yeah, like maybe like one spot above Prop Cycle. I respect Prop Cycle for being very short and simple. And I mean, Bomberman's very not short, but I think it's more fun overall. A little more of a thinker, using your brain a little bit more for this than Prop Cycle.
I much prefer Prop Cycle personally, but I'll hear what the other guys have to say.
I'm not married to that idea.
Yeah, I mean, originally before Brad even gave his range there, I was literally just looking at like 37. Like I'd played over Gundam.
Okay,
But like to put this Bomberman in the single player form, like in the way that we played it, put it above like, I don't know, dude, Black Tiger, Metal Slug, Boogie Wings. Like those games are just all are better, I think, in the
Yeah, I
the
mean,
setting that we
obviously,
played.
there's even when I said about 24ish, there's still plenty of games below that I prefer, but it's kind of finding that sweet spot.
I think that one's too sweet for me.
It's pretty sweet. I mean, it's this is
24,
like
fine.
You got too much
Fine.
sugar in that, boy.
the only way I can think to like do this is like if we're gonna like be hard set on ranking this in the exact environment just now that we've played it, as opposed to the way that we've played it previously and like what we know it would be like if we were all together playing it. Because for sure, if we all went to Brad's and played this together, this would definitely go way higher on the list.
I think most games would.
Yeah, but if I have to rank it in the way that I just played it now,
Yeah,
then yeah, like single player, like it's down there.
I mean, that's fair to rank it single.
So it's up to
player.
you
It's
guys
just-
if you guys want to open it up and say like, you know what I mean, we've all played it in a multiplayer setting, so we all know what it plays like with more people. If you want to open it up to where we can include that, then I can definitely go higher.
My only thing, my memories of multiplayer are mostly from 64, so I don't want to skew it too much because this multiplayer, I think it would still be a bit more fun, but I still think it's just kind of boring. I don't know. I don't think I would be like wanting to play this for hours. I think we'd do like 2 matches. I'd be like, all right, let's go play a board game or something else.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna have that much staying power for me. That could be different for you, but that's how I feel.
No, I think you're right. Just because of the one power up, like the power ups, I think is what
Yeah.
makes the game mixes it up and makes it fun, and then like it gives you like an outplay. But if we're all just gonna have a bomb that you detonate, then like
Right?
yeah, I could see it would get a little stale. But it would be higher than what I'm about to rank it right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's fair to weigh that in a bit. That's your personal thought on it. I mean, it's still part of the game. Just because we didn't get to experience it just for these past 2 weeks doesn't mean it's not shouldn't be factored at least somewhat.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, then if we're gonna include that, then I can go up like around like probably the top of your list around where Jordan's at.
If we're gonna kind of direct it more towards the range that Brad gave, I would maybe go. I do have like one of my favorite games we've done that's in that range in Dead Connection. I'd maybe do like a spot below that at like 29 or so.
I actually agree.
It's not bad.
I was
That's not
before
bad.
you even said it, I was looking at it and I was like, I think I would rather play Dead Connection.
Mhm.
So I could definitely go one under that.
Yeah, I'd be okay with that. God, I wish I could remember that guy's name from Dead Connection.
The character's name.
Yeah, that character
Andy.
we liked so much. Is it Andy? Why
Andy, bro.
You remember it? Oh man, how did I forget about Andy?
I don't know why. It stuck, man.
Popped in.
That should have been Bomberman's brother's name. Should have been Andy.
Oh, that's true. We need Andy too. Andy's dead, so we need Andy too.
Yeah, just make another Andy and put a 2 on the end of it. We're good.
Change his color
Anyway.
palette. Yeah, in that range, I mean, I'd say under Dead Connection's okay, or if we're going further down, I'd put it under Black Tiger. Those are kind of my 2 milestones in that grouping.
That'd be a little too far for me.
Yeah, I agree. I think that drops too low at that point.
That's fair, Sky.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't big on Dead Connection at all, but I mean,
Oh,
I'm not really gonna argue the spots of these 2 games. That looks like a good place. I could go with that.
Under Andy?
under
Yeah,
Andy.
we'll give Andy the benefit of the doubt here.
Andy gets another chance at life, man.
Andy lives on in our memories. All right, let's lock it in here then. We have 28, Dead Connection, 29, Bomberman, aka Atomic Punk, aka Dyna Blaster?
Dyna
all
Gear,
Bomber.
no, that's
Dyna
close.
Gear, that's underneath it.
Dyna,
Oh, no.
Dyna Gear's next.
That's
That's
Number 30, Dyna Gear. Look at that.
No
New
relation.
Dynas. No relation. Are you sure about that?
This is Dyna
We'll
Gear
have to look
2,
into that.
actually.
Dyna Gear 2. All right, enough. I'm getting all jumbled here with my words. Jordan, take us into some trivia. I've had enough of this game.
Oh, I'll take you anywhere you want, my friend. Let's go on into trivia. Leading the way, Sky, you're still there at 78 points. Brad's got 72, and Kyle's got 61. Started off with question number 1. So there are, as we said, a few items you can pick up that only give you points. The B is the one that gives you the most points. How many points does it give you? A, 66,000, B, 77,000, or C, 88,000?
First number in my head was 200,000, so that's not it. We will go with.
You can still guess it if
I
you would
can add
like.
that
I'm not going to
D?
stop
Yeah,
you.
put the D in.
Yeah, that D.
No,
I'm sorry. You're gonna what? You're gonna put the D.
Put the
You know,
D
put the
in.
D where?
Aaron. Put the D right in that Bomberman.
I don't want to put the D anywhere, dude.
I don't remember that in the UK version. Come on now.
All right,
Then
just
we'll
for Brad,
put an A
D,
in there.
200,000. All right, Brad's going with. Oh, I don't know if that's better or not, but anyway, moving on. Who else has got
What
something?
version? What version do you guys play in here? Come on.
This is the X-rated version at this point.
I think I'm going 77,000.
I'm gonna do 77,000 also.
All right, yeah, it is 77,000. Let's move on. I want to get away from this question now. Question number 2. Good job to you two. Question number 2. During the intro scene, when the game is telling you the story, a character from what other Irem published game can be seen in the background? A. Kickle Cubicle. B. Ninja Spirit. C. R-Type.
I only recognize R-Type, so I'm just gonna say that.
Okay.
That's the only one I recognize too, so I'm gonna say A.
All right, Kickle
The
Cubicle.
one I don't
Wait a minute.
recognize.
Wait, what? What did you just do?
A is my answer.
That wasn't the one you recognized.
Nope.
All right. Okay.
I don't recognize any of those games. And somebody's got to be wrong, so I'm going B.
All right. Well, you are one of the ones that's wrong. So the correct answer is A. Kickle Cubicle.
Hey,
What is
got it.
that? I'm gonna have to check
I
that
don't
out.
know, dude. I did see a picture of the guy though. He is in fact back there, just kind of hanging out, watching those bomb whatever things that they're doing at the beginning. Anyway, question number 3. So this one's a little. This is a goofy one. This is a little fun one, just to see if you guys are really paying attention, or see how well you know Bomberman. The ball at the end of the antenna on the white Bomberman's head is traditionally what color? A. Red. B. Pink. C. Blue.
Man, they all sound right. So as soon as you said red, I was like, that's it. Then you said the next one, like, wait, that's it. And you said the last
This is
one.
that little like pom poof ball at the top of his antenna.
I want to say red. Big white and red. I feel it. We'll go with red.
Yeah, dude, I swear I've seen. The problem is, like, we've played this game mostly multiplayer, and so I think they're all, like, true. You know what I mean? In the sense that, like, when you're playing different colors. So I feel like I've seen all of them.
This is obviously like the generic Bomberman that you play in one player mode with the white outfit. Typically he gets called White Bomberman, I think.
Man, I feel like I've seen them all. I'm just gonna have to say the original is pink.
It's pink. It's pink, bro.
It is in fact pink, bro. He's got the little the blue gear with the white hood and the pink ball on the end of his antenna. That one goes to Sky and Kyle. Sky, you got 2 right. You're going to 80. Kyle's going to 63, and Brad is going to 73 with 1 correct. That'll do it for the trivia.
Alrighty, that wraps up Bomberman for this week then. And the next game we're going to be playing is Ninja Baseball Batman. You can follow us pretty much everywhere on social media at Arcadiology. Send questions, comments, anything to the show at arcadiologyquestions@gmail.com. Or you can fill out the Google Doc in the description below. Or come join the Discord. Come hang out with us.
Discard.
Get your discard that one and come
Playing
to the
some
Discord.
card games, man. You back in Pokemon TCG again.
Dude, I'm still playing. It's playing way too much, apparently. I'm just discarding my whole deck right here. Anyway, come discard your Discord or whatever you got to do and come talk to us. Come hang out. And that's pretty much it then, guys. Let's get out of here.
Bombs away, boys. See you later.
Later, dudes.
Peace.